Here we go. We got round 2 of some pro practice games. First, we got Neil Metarata in the green. You're not going to miss him. He's got the name on the back of the shirt. Next up, you got myself here in the dark blue. I'm ready to roll with my Pro XR signature paddle. On the other side of the net in the light blue, we got Jerry. He's an ex-table tennis player with lightning fast hands. And next to him on the other side of the net, we've got Max. He's got a huge serve, huge ground stroke, quick around the court. Should be a fun day. Let's go. First thing we got to do is address a bit of a unique positioning thing that you might notice. Max actually likes to stand back as the receiver's partner. So typically you would have the receiver's partner up at the net and everyone else back. Max prefers to be back. He says that transitioning forward with his partner kind of puts him in good rhythm. I would not recommend that you try this strategy at home. It works out okay for him, but I think your average player is really going to struggle, and I think you're giving up a bit of an advantage that you might have if you're already up at the net. First thing I want you to take a look at and watch during these next couple points is watch me when I'm playing on the left side where I am right here. You're going to see me run around my backhand dink a lot and take forehands inside out. Now, why would I do that? Ultimately, good pickleball is all about applying pressure, and there's lots of ways to do that. You can do that with power, you can do that with good placement, you can do that with good positioning, but another way you can do that is by choosing shots that you have options with. Even though I consider myself to have a very good and very consistent backhand dink, it's not quite as much of a threat as my forehand side. So you can see in this situation right here, I could have settled for a backhand dink. I worked my feet to get around and find a forehand. You can tell that they're feeling that pressure a bit too, because Max has decided to step off the line, maybe expecting me to speed this ball up. So I notice Max's position and decide not to speed up to his side because he's going to have a lot of time to read it and have a good strong counterattack. So instead I go aggressive inside out dink to Neil, and that ends up setting up our point. Okay, so let's talk third shot choices now. We're going to turn our attention to Max in the purple. Basically, your two choices are, do you drive it or do you drop it? You'll notice watching Max throughout this video that he drives almost all of his third shots. But there's a couple things you need to make that play work consistently. Number one, you've got to have a very good drive, a drive that you can make a high percentage of the time and keep the ball low pretty consistently. Number two is you have to be willing to drop after you drive. The biggest mistake I see is we hit a good third shot drive, then we drive the fifth, then we drive the seventh, just trying to win the point. What you're going to see here from Max right now is he's going to use his drive to set up his drop. If you hit a great drive, usually you're going to get a weaker mid-court volley, and then you want to take advantage of that, step in, drop the next one, and take the net. The next pattern that I noticed watching a bunch of these points is in this particular set of games, there was a ton of transition play. This is 4 pretty aggressive players on the court right here. So we're looking to attack a lot. And the opposite side of that coin is that there's going to have to be a lot of defense played. So you're going to see us in a lot of these points backing up into the transition area and just defending, trying to dig out balls, trying to keep the point alive. It's one of the common mistakes that I see in a lot of my lessons is panicking too quickly. If you hit one bad shot, one high third, pop a ball up a little bit, we tend to think that the point's over because I screwed it up. The fact is it's difficult to put a ball away in pickleball. If you dig in, get low, get your paddle down at the ground, and just try to put one more ball back, and keep doing that, all it takes is one good shot. If you get one shot in the kitchen, you're back in the point. You can come back up to the kitchen line, and now you're right back in that point. Alright, coming up in this next point, we got a little shot of the day candidate. It's actually going to be a dumb shot of the day, followed by a pretty good shot of the day, and it's courtesy of myself. So I'm going to hit the little Kyle Yates shot like I did in the last video. This one was not very good, not executed well, not disguised well. Neil read it like a book, crushed it at me. I put my paddle behind my back, somehow got a clean backhand, put it back over the net, and then was able to finish the pop-up. We've got a lot of hands battles going on in these points, so another thing I wanted to address was resetting versus counterattacking. This is a common thing that I hear a lot, and a really big misconception is that resetting is how you slow down or neutralize somebody that's attacking you a lot. First off, let's define those two terms. A reset is when somebody speeds a ball up at you or you're in trouble, and your goal is to slow it back down in the kitchen, make the ball bounce, and neutralize the point again. A counterattack is when somebody speeds a ball up at you and you read it well enough to hit it strong back at them, preferably down towards their feet. When possible, you would always prefer to counterattack rather than reset. The two instances where a reset is probably a smart play is if the speed up jams you up. Say you read it wrong and you get jammed up with a backhand or forehand, or it's in a spot where you can't really get any power on it. The other would be if somebody's hitting down towards your feet. You can't really hit a strong shot back because you'd have to be hitting back up on the ball. So in this next point coming up, you're going to see me demonstrate these shots consecutively. I'm going to get a little bit jammed up, so I'm actually going to hit 3 resets in a row, followed by a counterattack. So reset, 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 I get one I like, and then I go for it and I strike it. I hope you all enjoyed the points and analysis. If you like this type of content and you want to see more, I would really appreciate it if you would like and subscribe. I will see you on the next video. Thanks.